What's going on, guys? Welcome back. It is episode number 21 of the Bundesliga career mode. Lots to get through today on the back of our win over Heidenheim. Match day 4 of the Champions League. Buzzing for it. Off to Glasgow to take on Celtic. More games in the Bundesliga, but we start with this. Augsburg at Borussia Park in the DFB Pokal. And I would say, after 2 trophyless years, this is the best shot we've got of silverware this season. So let's make it through the last 32. Augsburg in the Cup, our first game today. I'm also going to get my excuse in early today for poor gameplay. I've got this really sensitive cut on the middle part of my inside thumb, basically smack bang in the middle. Get your right thumb and smack bang in the middle of the inside of it. That's where the cut is. That's where the slit is. And yeah, with the way I hold the controller, my right thumb and the middle part on the right joystick, it's sensitive. It's really sore. So yeah, because I've got to hold the controller slightly differently. And that's why my gameplay is not going to be as good today. Getting my excuse in very early indeed, but Mario says, thumb pain or not, Doxy boy, just give me the ball and I'll put it in the back of the net. Super Mario Stroikens on absolute fire. His thumb's fine. I did it in the stupidest way as well. It's embarrassingly stupid too. I didn't disarm a robber who was wielding a knife and grabbed it off him and cut my thumb in the process, being heroic. No, I slid it on a cardboard box. How stupid is that? This morning we had a few deliveries to our house share and our blue bin was overflowing. It's bin day tomorrow. I said, oh, I'll tear the boxes up. I don't need a pair of scissors. I'll tear the boxes up and yeah, slit my thumb on a My Protein box. Yeah, that's courageous, heroic, and also incredibly stupid. Anyway, still 1-0 here as... Oh, Van den Bosch gets it off the line. And Augsburg trying to find that level. I haven't been at my best in this game, but as we always say, that's what you got to do if you want to win some silverware. Still find a way to win when you haven't played well. 20 minutes on the clock. I've rested almost all of my team for this game. Only Luca Netz has started this one. Oh, as Belgio finds the top corner. I had Van den Bosch on the line, just didn't clear it with him. Thought Oskossi was going to get there, he didn't. Wrong decision, and Augsburg have found their level, and as things stand, going extra time, going pens. That's not all we need with our small squad. There's so many fixtures to play. Can we find a goal to get back in front? Oh, great save. Stroikens, of course, out there who... hang on. Oh, why didn't I shoot? That's why I didn't shoot! Come on! Had to start Mario based on his form, and right at the death. He pops up with a winner. I was going to say, why didn't I shoot? I was going through with Justin, but he hasn't scored yet since arriving. Maybe a lack of confidence? Well, Super Mario's got all the confidence in the world right now with the form he is in. Quick little offload, quick little finish, final kick of the game. And I've said before, I wish we could have walk-off winners in FC. Don't line us back for the kickoff, because as soon as the ball is touched off the centre circle, the rest going to blow the full-time whistle. Do it whilst we're celebrating. We are indeed celebrating. Mario to the rescue again. Mönchengladbach through. Gonna have to be a hell of a lot better than that though if we're gonna go far in this competition. That is a lucky escape there. We shall see as we get back to the main menu who we'll take on in the last 16 in the cup. Fingers crossed for a kind draw, hopefully a 2-league side. It's going to be... It is indeed SC Darmstadt, who were relegated last season at Borussia Park. Golden chance to make it through to the quarterfinals. Back to matters in the Bundesliga, and next up, this is an interesting game between the surprise package in the Bundesliga this year, FSV Mainz right now in second place, and the closest threat to the perfect Borussia Dortmund to start the season off. They've flown out of the blocks, now let's put them in their place. Mainz at home next up. I love taking on teams that have made great starts to the season when you wouldn't expect them to have made this start. Just like, okay, alright, brilliant beginning. Now let's see if you can last. Now let's see if you're worth the hype. Now let's see if you can beat me! Come on! Zanotti! First for the club, drills it in, Mönchengladbach in front. Yeah, show me. Show me why you are where you are right now. Show me why you deserve to be in this position. I want to see it. I want to see why you've made this good start to the season, man. I want a good game. I want a good fixture. I want a good... Oh, great save, Nicholas. Good save, that's what I needed there. But yeah, I want a good, tough fixture, man. I want you to come at me. And to be fair, they've looked good early doors, despite the fact they trail. And there's definitely more goals today. And one right here, Kleinenst. Oh, how on earth did I miss that? That is one of my worst. Hang on, where's Mario got an injury from? What? He just took a shot right towards the end of the first half that went over. Is that... Did he pull up doing that? As Florentino says, Klein, let's get it right this time, please. And he will. Weaker right foot, just beat the keeper to the ball to make it 2. But you have to take Mario off. We've already got 3 players injured. And that's the one player I can't afford to get an injury to. I might have had one of my worst misses of FC25 through Kleinden's double strikers. But he got one in the end. We got the victory. Our mini-winning run continues. But the big news is how Bau's injury for Stroikens. Fingers crossed, touch wood, it'll just be a bruise. I'm a little bit nervous about that because I think with how I believe it occurred, which was a shot which he took right at the end of the first half, and I think he pulled up on the back of that, so with that being the case, it's unlikely to be a bruise, it's more likely to be a strain of some kind, and it is indeed, it's a pulled quad. So Mario's been on flames to start the season off. He's going to be out for a month and he'll miss some crucial games, including match days 4 and 5 of the Champions League. And the first of those 2 comes next. Yep, next up, no Mario for this one as we travel to Glasgow. Celtic away from home at Paradise. Absolutely buzzing, man. I always say this, I love taking on Celtic and Rangers in European ties, especially when I'm managing outside of the UK as well. So Celtic, our following game, as we aim to keep this winning run going and get a big 3 points here to make it 3 wins out of 4 in Europe so far. Celtic next up. Down to the bare bones a little bit now. Thankfully, Stack is back from injury, so starting him at CB for this game here. And not fully fit either. I never like to play players unless they're fit enough. Like if they've got a plaster next to their name, meaning they're still carrying a slight knock. I never like to. Oh, I never like to play them, but all I can say is I'm glad I've made that choice tonight. Anton, what a clearance! Hang on a second, I need to see that though, because I think he might have handled that. I think he might have possibly handled that there. How do you do it? There we go. Shot comes in after the cutback. Did it strike his arm on the way through? Or oh no, it's the left thigh. It's the left thigh. I thought it was the hand. I thought it was the left hand. It goes through his arm. Did it touch the fingers? No. No, he does pretty well to avoid it. And it touches the left thigh. And it wouldn't have mattered anyway because we got handballs turned off for penalties and only on for free kicks. But even so, Anton Stack. Oh, that is an incredible clearance. Wow. Sorry, I promise I'll get back to the game in a minute, but that's one of the best clearances I've ever seen. He's not even looking at the ball. It's behind him when the shot is taken. Back to the ball, and yet somehow at full speed gets his arm out of the way and knees it onto the top of the ball. It's absolutely incredible. That right there is why positioning is far more important than anything else when it comes down to defending, in my opinion. I've said this before, I met a doctor many years ago now, and they used a quote to me which stuck in my mind, and I've always remembered it, and now it's a mantra I try and apply to other situations in my life, and it's called prevention over cure, always. Prevention over cure. So instead of needing to make a last-ditch tackle, be in the right place to block a route through, for example. And in that moment there, I guess you could call it a cure, the shot clearly going in until the clearance, but it's just the positional sense was absolutely perfect there from Anton, and 2 goals in 2 minutes, Celtic back on level terms. Like sometimes I get comments from people saying, oh Doxy, put a tackle in mate, for goodness sake, like you're just letting players walk through. And when you're playing on Ultimate, you have to realise if you miss time a tackle, it's a pen. It's a pen. You miss time, that's got to be at least a booking for that, surely. If you miss time to tackle, not even a booking, wow. If you miss time to tackle by a fraction, you've given away a free kick or a pen, and you might be going down to 10 men as well. But if you're in the right place, just to block a route through, you don't need to worry about making a tackle. As that comes down, and Bouadoua says, oops, look what I found. Totally unmarked, totally free. And the Algerian international gets, I believe, his first goal for the club. 3 goals in 22 minutes, what a start. You don't get me wrong, I know my defense at times is quite poor, but ultimately it's completely true. If you miss time to tackle, you got to realise this is the AI on Ultimate, and the way they can move the ball around so quickly and change direction at high speed and utilise their robotic footwork, it's very hard to make a tackle. Like genuinely, as Right on cue there, you could say, why didn't you put a foot in with Van den Bosch? Well, if I mistime that slightly, that's a pen. In the end, I guess I should have tried to, because it's his brace, and Celtic are back on level terms. What a first half an hour. Which is quite a ham-fisted lineup, so I'm not overly surprised by the way this game started off here. Celtic carving me open. I've got Rocco at left-back and Anton at CB. Can't be surprised that the hosts are getting easy chances, but on the other end, so are we. Captain comes forward. Rocco Wright. Wonderful dribbling. What a goal from the skipper. Rocco Wright. I love this man. Made him captain at the start of the save. Haven't looked back. Skipper fills in everywhere and gets our third tonight. What a first half. 22 minutes to go, and Celtic coming through again. Maeda all game long. I literally cannot. He is, well, as we know, he was so quick. He is a brilliant, brilliant player. He works incredibly hard as well. There's a reason why Celtic fans love him, man. And tonight he has ran me ragged. And he's just blocked me off as well. Nichols with the save, and Zanotti just hoofs it into the stands. The Japanese international tonight has just been absolutely brilliant, man. One of those games where it's not the team that's causing me problems, it's one player. He single-handedly kept Celtic in this. Well, I know there's been some rumours he'll be leaving Celtic Park in the summer, and I know Celtic fans will be gutted if that does happen, because not only is he rapid with an end product, he's a real workhorse as well, and he's loved there in Glasgow. Thankfully tonight, whilst I didn't love facing him, his 2 goals weren't enough for Celtic to claim a point. Thriller in Glasgow, we just about leave with the 3 points. Right, next up, back to matters in the Bundesliga. Freiburg away from home, dropping to 4th in the table right now. But despite that being the case, we're on a nice unbeaten run. 10 straight in all competitions without defeat. Let's make it 11 here and a big 3 points to keep pace with league leaders, Borussia Dortmund. Freiburg away next up. And then trying to get around Jordan, can't do so. Pass our way forward. Still tied at 0-0, 14 minutes in. And again, if we want to keep pace with Dortmund, in their first 10 games, 9 wins and a draw. And we've got to make sure we win these games. Already a couple of losses this season, can't afford another one. Luca through the gap, Kleinesbill, Due's on the edge. Ah, the pass is poor. And I must say, he's not been bad since this season began. Still my top scorer, but it's just not quite as good as last year. And what we were talking about in the last episode, like, good isn't good enough when you want to be great. That's kind of how I see Kleines this season. He set the bar so high last year with 38 goals. This season, not quite as good, even though he's not really doing a lot wrong. As Merlin comes forward and slots it past Nicholas. Brilliant finish for one of my transfer targets. Freiburg lead early. It's called being a victim of your own success. And for Kleindienst, he's not really done anything wrong to start this season off. I mean, if we're nitpicking, maybe that miss against Mainz is one to forget. But other than that, he's not done anything wrong. And yet, because he scored 38 goals last season, people are going to be thinking, why isn't he doing it again? Why isn't he playing as well as he did last year? Because 38 goals is mental. I can't do that again. There's no way he'll do that again. But that's what people expect now, because he's done it once, and they'll be saying, why can't he do it once more? Anyway, still down by 1. I've not played well in this game here. This might be 2, and it is. Kalidio smacks it home. Freiburg double up. I've absolutely blown this game. Been poor all game long, and our unbeaten run coming to an end. I always say, and will maintain this, I don't mind losing when I've been beaten by a far better team. I don't mind losing when I've played well. I've just not had a rub of the green, or whatever the case may be. When I've not played well in a game I should have been winning, I'm going to be very angry about it for a while, man. There is no excuse for not getting it done in games like this. And Gumi with a lovely ball through, and Tim says, well, I want to get 38, but I will get 1 here. Smacks it home, bottom corner, Mönchengladbach back in it. 7 minutes to go. We left it a bit late for this sort of football. Playing with urgency, knocking it around, looking good. Why weren't we doing this at the start of the game? That's what I'm saying. As Kevin's going to play a wonderful 1-2 with Rocco Wright. It's Sade. And in the middle, he's there again. Maybe he won't get 38, but his 2 today will be massive. Mönchengladbach, the comeback kids in Season 1, have done it again in the 3rd year with a huge battle back against Freiburg. Timmy to the rescue with 2 late goals. The big man for the big occasion. Mönchengladbach get a big point. Right, let's do a couple more, and we always seem to have a good game against these guys. Following an international break, Wolfsburg coming to Borussia Park. They've been a bit of a bit of a minor rival in this save. It's always fun when you create rivalries within a career mode, and I'd say right now they are one of our big rivals. We always seem to have good battles against them, whether we're home or away. We're home for this one. They're coming to Borussia Park as we aim to stay undefeated and get back to winning ways here. Always a huge tip for me to try and make... Always a huge tip I like to give when you're trying to make your career mode more enjoyable. You know, I get asked sometimes, oh, Doxy boy, I'm not really into my save. How do I get more immersed in it? Create a rivalry as you go on. Like, the team you take over is, you know, 99 times out of 100, probably going to have a rival of some kind. What a ball that is. Oh, my word. As Yannick Gerhardt heads it past Nicholas off the underside of the bar to give Wolfsburg the lead 5 minutes in. But yeah, create a rivalry. Create a rivalry with your team so you have someone to battle with alongside your traditional rivals as the save goes on. Wolfsburg are definitely ours, and like I said, we always have a good game against them. 6 minutes in, we trail early. Thomas, beats Zanotti. And now Yannick beats Bayer. It's 2. No, oh no, it's not. Woodwork rattled for the second time already. This time it stayed out, but he doesn't now. He doesn't now. Zanotti pushed to the floor, but he's not appealing for a foul. He knows all he needs to do is get in the gym tonight, because Thiago Thomas has just shrugged him off as if he wasn't even there. 2 crosses, 2 headers, and Wolfsburg are 2-0 up. As we know, crosses and headers have been somewhat nerfed in FC nowadays, but they haven't been for the AI. Don't you worry about that. They'll still score them on occasion. And they have here as well, as Rocco can't get it away. Oh, Bayer didn't know what to do. It's going to be free. It's Jonas Wind. Borussia Park, stunned silent. Wolfsburg storming clear. 3-0 up. 21 minutes in. I said we always have a good game against Wolfsburg, but there's been nothing good about my performance in this one. Half an hour to go, we're still down by 3, and this has just been embarrassingly bad. Might have come back from 2-0 down against Freiburg. I can't see Lightning striking twice here. Oh, it's Bouadoué. But if it was going to happen, we needed to score from that very moment. Just awful, awful performance. Defensively and offensively, Thiago Thomas gets away from Bayer. Out comes Nicholas. He reads it perfectly. I can't block it on the line. It's 4. How on earth are we going to beat Borussia Dortmund in 7 days' time? How on earth are we going to beat them to the title? Performing like this, we'll be lucky to make top 4. I've emptied the bench because there's no way we're getting back in this now. 15 minutes to go, still down by 4. The worst part is it could easily be more if Wolfsburg really wanted to go for the kill, because I've been awful in this one. Oh, dude, look at that. And that's the sort of stuff right there that I just can't accept. You know, you get beaten by a better team like Bayern on match day 1. You think I'm going to be mad about that? Absolutely not. You know, you don't get much luck in a game. You've been a little bit unfortunate. That's fair enough. That's life. It happens. But come on. Jamie, come on. Seriously. 2 50-50 battles there. You lost them both. You didn't seem to care. Put a bit more weight and conviction behind what you're trying to do, man. Justin off the bench finds Kylian. Also on for the final stages. And he will get us a goal back. 5 to go, but it's just a consolation. That is embarrassing now. Absolutely embarrassing. And as I always say, if you have let yourself down, don't feel sorry for yourself, because that does nothing whatsoever. Instead, learn the lessons from that loss and put it right next time out, and don't make any excuses. So let's do that. Our final game today before the biggest game of the season against the leaders Borussia Dortmund. Off to the beautiful city of Linz in Austria. Always wanted to visit there as we take on LASK in matchday 5 in the Champions League. Domestically, sure, a little inconsistent, but in Europe we've won 4 of our first 5. Now let's make it 5 and 6 and put us on the way to a top 8 finish. Linz away, our final game today. Yeah, I've always wanted to visit Linz. I don't know why. It seems like such a beautiful city. I've never been to Austria myself, but one day. But tonight we're here and hoping to leave with 3 points, and only 3 points will do. Yes, in Europe we've been great since that opening day loss to PSG, but quite frankly, with Dortmund on the weekend and the way that they've been playing to start this season off, the only way we have a chance of sticking with them this season is by beating them in our first game against them this year. Kleindent's wonderful touch. His footwork so good. Oh, and smacks the woodwork. 27 minutes to go. I have been really, really poor out there. And like I said, I know we've had our injuries, don't get me wrong. I know we're missing our star, who's been in form, Mario Stroikens, but ultimately, Oh, it's rubbing into the post and it turns off the keeper behind the corner. It's still not going to cut it, man. Still not going to cut it. Can't go into that game against Dortmund with no wins in 3 and a goalless fixture here away in Austria. Got to find a winner in the final 22. Come on, come on. Still time. Don't panic. Don't panic. We scored a late goal to win it. Against Augsburg in the cup earlier today. We scored a late goal to level it. Against Freiburg earlier today. Oh, it's not quite as late as those goals, but it's a big one from you-know-who. Big Tim bails us out again. Where would we be without this guy? Something tells me he's not going to score 38 league goals again this season, but that is one of his biggest of the campaign. A huge clutch strike from Big Tim gives us the 3 points, and whilst domestically we've been a little inconsistent, in Europe our push for a top 8 place continues with a big 3 points in Linz. But that'll do it for today's episode of the Bundesliga Career, guys. Big fan of you, hope you enjoyed it. If you have, then please do drop a like. Much to you all. Have a fantastic day. I'll return in the next one with match day 6 of the Champions League phase, the DFB Pokal last 16 against Darmstadt, and more big games in the Bundesliga, including the league leaders Dortmund, very soon.